Welcome to Hello Chaos, the unfiltered podcast for founders. In the messy middle, we call it. No fairy tales, just the real grind, the grit, and chaos of what it takes to start and build a business. Today, we have Mido Said, founder and CEO of LionRank.net out of Columbia, South Carolina, a little fellow neighbor coming
Yes,
to
man.
us from Columbia. As we're in Greenville, right up the road. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. I'm glad to be here today with you guys.
So start us out and just tell us what got you inspired, or what made you think jump into the craziness of starting your own business.
Well, I just recorded a video a couple of years ago. It was the hook or the intro of the video is Some All My Life, which is I made my first sale before I had my mustache or my facial hair.
Wow.
Yeah. So the story goes back when I was a kid. I was always in the hustle mode. I just don't know what to do. I didn't have any guidance. So I found a problem and I solved it. This is before even
Right.
all the internet, the marketing, and they tell you all this. So the problem, it was silly at the point,
Yeah.
but it made sense. It was my siblings and my neighbors' kids. They have a problem, and we can relate to this problem now. So each neighborhood there is no like anywhere you can buy candy for the kids.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like a little candy store or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
so like my subdivision right here, if I need something, I have to drive like 5 miles to Food Line or something like that. But I had the same problem. So what I did is my dad used to give me an allowance every day when I go to school. Most kids used to spend that money in candy or whatever. I used to save it. Okay. And at the end of the summer, I buy candy in bulk. I go to a wholesale store, I buy in bulk, like candy,
Nice.
chips, and stuff like that. And I start selling it to my siblings and my neighbors. So
So instead of a
it made
lemonade stand, you were a candy man.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I used to triple my money at the summertime. And I was like, it makes sense because my money is growing. And fast forward so many years, I started my own business. It was brick and mortar business. It was not online business. It was nothing. When I was 17,
Wow.
I
What
had
was that? What was it?
it was a restaurant. It was in Tennessee.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Hardest industry to break
I
into.
know I spent half of my life in the kitchen. That's why I tell everybody. So I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest with you.
Right. You
I
just
didn't
were
know
like, I love food. Other people
how.
will like my food. Let's go.
Yeah. And I'm a good chef. And on the other part, I'm a good chef. I cook really good. But on the business aspect, how to run a business, how to manage employees, how to manage your numbers, I
Yeah.
had no idea what I was doing. And I was struggling. Hit a brick wall and learn. Hit a brick wall and learn. And fast forward many years in 2010, when everything collapsed on me.
Yeah. That you came out of, that was the what, '08 recession, right?
No, it was 2 years. It was 2010. Oh,
Okay.
the recession was bad. It was
Yeah. It was
unevenly bad.
not good.
Yes, it wasn't. But I'm talking about me personally.
Okay.
Yes. So it was July 28th of 2010. I got up in the morning and get in my car going to work. And that's the last thing I remember. Done. I do not remember anything for the next 45 days.
What?
I get in a car wreck. It was really bad. What made it worse, I was in my car. The person who hit me ran away. So I was in my car
So like a hit
bleeding.
and run. Oh,
Yes, I was bleeding for 3 hours till somebody drove by and saw me and called 911.
oh my goodness.
Yes. So it was really bad. It was like I had that brain damage. I broke 8 of my bones. My femur, I broke it in 7 different places, my left
Oh
femur.
my God.
Yes. And the brain trauma was so bad that they could not operate any surgeries on my body till my brain heals. So it was so bad. I was in a recovery. I was in ICU for a whole month, 30 days. My lungs collapsed on me 3 times, I think 3 or 4 times. It was so bad. And after I got out of the ICU, I was in the hospital for another 2 weeks till they sent me home, and I could not move at all.
Wow.
The next year after that, I was literally laying on bed, looking at the ceiling.
And almost what, traction or whatever that you have, like, yeah, just
It was so bad. It's like I had like literally I had trust issues after that because the next thing, like the first thing I remember or the last thing I remember is I'm going out of my house to start the car. The next thing I remember, I'm in the hospital 45 days later, and they were telling me, do not move, do not talk, do not do any
so
activity
you had
because you're in
no idea. Oh,
it was so bad. This is what I'm saying. It's like I had trust issues. It's like where I'm at, what I'm doing here, what happened,
right.
where is my family, where is my business. It's all this was on my head to the point. Especially I have an accent, so they thought my accent affected my ability to speak.
Ugh,
So they were going through all these tests, like what the first thing you see come to mind when you see a tree, like can you count from 10 to 100? I mean, from 100 to 10 backward. It's stuff like that. I was like,
yeah.
I'm not crazy. I tried to explain them. I have an accent, and they understood it later on.
Right. Right. Right.
But throughout that whole year of literally laying in bed because I cannot move, my legs are broken, and my brain trauma. And I was like, this is where it hit me. This is where it's like, what I'm doing here.
Right.
My business is collapsing because I'm not there.
Right.
And my income is almost vanished. I cannot work. It was like an open eye moment for me
Yeah.
because if I keep doing the same thing over and over, it's like you're not gonna go anywhere. And this is like I'm saying, the 2010 was a turning point because I was completely different person.
Yeah.
I was a shy guy.
Yeah.
I will not speak to you if you come to me for the yeah, I don't speak in public. I'm always in the back. I run the business from the back. I do not go up front. I don't deal with customers. I was different person. So I decided to take things on my hand, and I say I'm sure there is another way to run my business, to run my life where I don't have to be trapped
Right.
the business mentality or my office 24/7. Even when I go home, I have to deal with paperwork or answer
Right.
phone, stuff
How do
like
you
that.
get that freedom of not being or being the sole bottleneck or of the business? Like, can the business run
Yes,
without you there all the time?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. As I said before, I had no idea what I was doing, so
Yeah.
I went into a learning curve. I said, like, let me get to the bottom of this. How other successful companies, they run the business when they are not there. The business is growing, they're not there. So I went through a journey where I was like, I'm gonna learn everything. I learned marketing, I learned business, I learned numbers, I learned every aspect of the business. And when I found out is business owner or small business owner, they were sold to be trapped.
Yeah.
The marketing agency or the gurus, I have nothing against anybody, but we were sold that you are trapped. You have to work hard. You have to grind. You have to be there 24/7. I call it the mentality of more. We were sold the mentality of more leads, more customers, more revenue,
Right.
more employees,
If
more.
you do more hustle, 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 it'll pay
Exactly.
off. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I did, and from 2011 to 2016, I was into that mentality of more. I need more. I opened second location, third location for my restaurant, fourth location. I opened different businesses. I was like, I need more, 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 and more, and
Right.
more. And it was like it hit me one time when I found out, it was 2 weeks later. It was my dad had a surgery and didn't even tell me because they knew that I'm not going to be there. I cannot go there. I cannot leave my business. If not something wrong at the restaurant, something wrong would be at the wholesale or the retail or here and here and here. And I was like, I'm back to square one when I'm trapped into the business. Yeah, I have more revenue. I have more customers. I have more, but I do not have the freedom.
Yeah.
And I was like, again, there has to be some other way to run the business. And I came to a conclusion or to a system is Profit is not the number one we have to chase. Profit is good, money is good, but we open the business for the freedom of time, freedom of peace. That's what we're looking for. So that's why I started my movement is peace is the new profit. Yes. So
Nice.
it's based on escaping that trap of more, of the mentality of more, or the survivor trap, of the guru, whatever you're gonna name it, and focus on peace. Because once you have peace, you're gonna have clarity. You have your mind. You have your family with you, and your business is gonna grow. You're gonna make more profit. Because I wrote a couple articles about it. Is 72% of business owners they deal with burnout, which leads to depression and suicidal thoughts.
That's right.
So when you're depressed, you cannot think clear.
Mm-hmm.
So you take wrong decisions, or you delay the important decision in your business or with your family, and that affects your income. So when you have a system in a place where the business is running smoothly, when you don't have to be there, you have your own freedom, then you can take a clear decision to grow your business,
Okay.
to hire the right people or to hire the right marketing agency and spend time with the family. So this is the base of my movement. That's why I'm trying to teach other business, and I'm doing it absolutely for free. I'm not charging for it. Yeah, because I was there. I
Right.
tell everyone,
This is
I'm
your
not a
give
guru.
back moment. This is your,
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm not a guru. I'm not a marketer. I'm just trying to help other business owner not to be trapped the way I was before.
right.
Because as a business owner, we do not have support. We have no support from our family, from the government, from the neighbors, from the friends. Everybody wants something from us.
Right. Or they don't understand. Or
Plus,
they just
yes,
don't, yeah.
they don't get it. I'm trying to build a resources where business owner they can come back to, like a lawyer or a doctor. When they have a question or something, they go to the resources or the college or professor, whatever. The same thing for business owners. We have no resources. If you need, like, let's say, if you want to grow your business, right, what you gonna do? You're gonna look up a marketing agency or Facebook ad agency. But you cannot take the decision which this is right for me or not. Am I ready for this step or not?
Right.
Because most business owners they think I need to grow my sales, my revenue, so I can have more freedom, which is money or time. The opposite happen. When you grow your business, you lose your freedom. Yeah, you might make a little bit more money, but you lose your freedom because you're trapped more.
Or we call it the new level, new devil, right?
Yes, yes. So that's why that's why I created this movement. Peace is the new life. I have a Facebook group for and it's absolutely free, where I share what I have learned and what is working, what's not working. As I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing my experience.
Right.
I get somebody messaged me the other day. It was like, Mido, I've been following you for a minute now, and I see the content you post. I learned so much from it. And this is exactly why I'm
Yeah.
doing this.
Well, and this is why we're doing Hello Chaos.
Exact. That's why I
If we,
decided to
if
come
we
on.
get more founder voices and business owner voices talking about the reality, I think
Yes.
it strengthens the mindset and gives, I think it brings us together. So, yeah. So, what have you learned as part of building kind of this, your own kind of connected community? What are the stories? I mean, you just said one of like, this is so great. What's been the aha moment for you?
Aha moment is they have been trapped in that mentality, and most people don't know it. Or most business owners, they don't know that they're trapped in this mentality. And when I explain it to them in a simple English, you don't need more sales. You just fix the business, the basic, the foundation. And one time I was talking to a business owner as well, and I was trying to explain to her the same thing. And she said, that makes sense because I was just speaking with an agency, it was like a couple hours before that, and they would try to convince me that once we run your ads, they're gonna get 10x or 5x your revenue. And she said, like, I don't need more revenue. I need more time. I'm trapped in my business 24/7. If either I'm at the office or if I'm home, I'm answering text message or making a Facebook
Right.
post or something like
They
that.
haven't built what we call the engine, right?
Yes,
The operations and systems, which you know, I think you're touching on something that we believe in. And just to give you background, and so I started a marketing agency in 2013, but I came from big agencies working on big brands and working for large companies. The recession hit 2008, 2010. I started working with nonprofits and kind of getting out more in the business community. And really, what surprised me was how little small businesses and mid-sized companies try to mimic what the big guys do, have no framework of
yes,
really how they got there. And so they're just copying the tactics, but don't really have a strategy. And then there's agencies that are inexperienced and or business models that prey on small businesses to scam them out of their money.
yes,
And whether they come at it as like 5x, 10, all these, and I'm on the same level. Like I try to preach, if I can teach small businesses how to use marketing, branding, and advertising the way the big guys do it
yes,
and make those decisions, you won't fall prey to that. To the
yes,
It's hard, because it's there's thousands and thousands of agencies that literally they are predators.
yes,
It was like, or they're bad actors, or they're just really inexperienced tacticians who might be great at like this one silo, but it's the business owner who goes, I was told I need social media, so I need to go find social media. I was told I need SEO, so I need to go find an SEO agency, versus we're trying to rewire that thinking to go, what's the highest priority that you have,
exactly.
and put your time, money, and resources in that priority. And a lot of times, what we say is that, if you are looking at all the other touch points, your go to market strategies of your people, your product and your services, and you're telling that story of value and competitive advantage. You've created strategies and a culture where people thrive. You're hiring the right people, or you're creating the right partnerships. If you have manufacturing or whatever, if you have a supply chain, or your physical presence is consistent and telling the story of your brand or your processes internally. And if all the other, I call it the 7 P's, if those 6 other P's are working really hard and integrated, and there's a system of that, you don't
Yes,
have to spend money in advertising or as
yes,
much. You might have to do some things at the beginning
of
if
course,
you're a
yeah,
startup, or there's things that you can do organically, but you won't have to shout like overspend your competitors, because you're creating more of a go to market operational excellence using all the levers of marketing, of your
exactly.
pricing strategy, your product strategy, your physical presence, your distribution, and how you're giving people access to your company. So there's my soapbox moment, because I think you and I are kind of, because I felt the pain. I see it every day with the clients that we work with in the marketing company. And that's
Yes,
the thing that I hear the most from you guys don't talk like other agencies. And I'm like,
yes,
because we're coming from big agencies that, but bringing kind of our art and science, delivering it to a small business owner because they've never had access to it.
yes,
And we're rare. There's only maybe like 1,000 of us, like a business model, that are serving the small, because most agencies at our caliber or whatever their processes, they're dealing with big brands, right? They're dealing with the big agency or the big companies. And I that wasn't the model that I wanted to do. I saw the gap in the frustration, and the pain
yes,
of, and then it got me mad when you just look at there are people preying off that. companies, other business models that literally prey
Absolutely.
off of that. So it is. I applaud you for for fighting the good fight because we need more voices out there. Uh,
Try, try.
we're trying.
Yes.
So go on. That I'm sorry was kind of got on my little marketing soapbox. Because you're hitting it. You're hitting a pain point that we see a lot, and I think would resonate. I mean, what you felt and everything. So, what's been, as you've kind of gone into this new endeavor, I guess like your own soapbox. What's been the most rewarding part?
Time, peace. I used not spend time with the family. I used to literally work from sometime 8 o'clock in the morning all the way to 1 o'clock the next morning, whether it's at the office or at the location or at the office here. It was just like when when my dad had that surgery, it was like I'm killing myself. I'm every moment with your family. Especially, I'm very connected to my dad and to my family. Is a precious, and that moment I cannot bring it back. And when I implemented that system or that mentality in my business, is I have time, I have freedom. I
Yeah.
spend time with my family. I take my nieces and my nephews out every Sunday to just to go somewhere and just hang out together. Maybe
Right.
sometime in the yard we just hang out.
Prioritize. Yeah. Prioritize those things. Yeah.
Yes, before I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I could, yeah, I have money, I have businesses, and I'm the CEO or the owner of multiple companies, but doesn't mean anything. And one day, if the economy collapse or anything happen, it vanishes. But what I have, the most important is time. And if you spend your time wisely, which is the freedom of opening
Yeah.
a business, why you open a business? If you spend your time wisely between the business, if you have a system and your family, you're gonna be mentally and emotionally relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm happy to go to work because I'm gonna accomplish something, and I'm happy at the same time to go home because I'm gonna accomplish something. I'm working toward the goal. I'm working toward the goal here. So I'm just not going to work because I need to hustle to need more money so
Right.
I can go home and sleep. No, that's not my goal. That's not my mentality anymore.
Right.
I come home, I relax, I drink my coffee and see what I need to do, whether spend time with my mom, my dad, my brother, my family, or I need to do something around the house.
Yeah.
This is my happy moment. This is when I wake up in the morning because I don't want to go to work. Of course, I love going to work, but I'm waiting for that moment when I come home because I do what I love. I
Right.
write. I write article. I love to write. Have the time to. I How many times? If you ask me, how many times I have started my own blog in the last 10 years? Probably 20 times. Every time I write 2 articles and I
And then you're
publish
like,
it,
I gotta go. I gotta do.
exactly. I gotta go. I gotta go. But this time, I just like, I have the time to do what I love,
Yeah.
enjoy my skills, that what I have learned. And so to answer your question is time and freedom is the most precious things that I'm doing or I enjoy right now.
So when you run into, and you said the Facebook group is called Profit for Peace, or
No, so the business group, I'm sorry, the Facebook group is called Business Owner Venting Machine, where I try to bring all the business owners together to vent. I want them to vent. I want to get out of the fear.
I love that.
Yes,
Yes.
business owner venting machine or BOVM. Either way is fine.
BOVM. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
the movement I'm
I'm gonna
trying to
join.
create.
I'm coming in.
Please do. I got so many stuff for you there. Yes, we don't see. One thing I don't allow is, as I want it to be a safe place for business
Right.
owners, so I do not allow any sales or pitching
Right.
posts.
This is the moment to vent.
Exactly. It's like, when you go to the psychiatrist and they tell you talk,
Yeah.
bring you in a group. This is what I'm trying to create.
Yeah.
So
At our
people,
office, we call it wine down, but with wine.
yeah,
Wine, WHINE with wine,
okay,
WINE. Yeah.
yes. So yeah, it's business owner vending machine. If any business owner, they want to come and vent, and we do not judge, we support. If we have no solution or we have no answer, we just make sure that you feel heard and somebody there, support you as well emotionally.
What do you see as part of is there any trends that you've identified or noticed of like the same venting? over and over. Do you have enough of that you can go, I
Yeah,
hear that 1,000 times?
Yes, the one thing I heard the most is burnout.
Mm,
Is people or business owners feel they burn out. They want to give up.
yeah,
And I was in that situation before. Well, I actually did. I gave up on my business. I was in the restaurant and I said, I'm done. I took off my apron, I threw it out, and walked out. And I was like, this is too much.
right.
I understand running a business can be stressful and, crazy sometimes. But when you get to a certain point where it's too
Yeah,
much, it's too much. So burnout is one of the things I hear a lot from business owners is they don't know what to do. So they start doing everything themselves. They
yeah,
do the bookkeeping, they do the marketing, they do the website, they do the sales, they do the customer service. And it's too much. And I completely understand at certain point of the business, especially when you're starting, you have to do everything by yourself because you have no resources, you have no revenue, you don't have all this. But as you grow your task, that's why I tell everybody, you grow and your task list should go smaller.
right,
So everything you need to get off customer service, let somebody handle your CDA, your booking, and your website, your marketing. It
right.
start your list go down so you can focus on what's most important.
That's right. And so you're running the business, you're not
Please.
in the business. And what we see too is I think there's a myth that owners feel like they have to, okay, well, I don't want to do books, so I need to hire a full-time, bookkeeper account. It's like like until you are, at a scalable rate, you should be hiring fractional people, creating partnerships with people because you don't
Yes.
need full-time people for a lot of things.
No, 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 no.
Um, like it's interesting. People will go, well, of course, I would never hire an attorney or bring on a full accountant. It's like, well, you fractionalize those things, those relationships. Why wouldn't you do that
Yes.
for
Yes.
sales or for helping with operations until you're ready to
Yes.
have that scalable? I don't think, I think that's a myth that,
Yes.
again, it's those small businesses that look at, well, these people are, I want to be 20 people. And it's like, you don't know the health of those 20. Maybe it really should only be 5 full-time people and 15 fractional people.
Yes.
So I think, like, focus on yourself and what your needs are and what your priorities are, and
Yes.
stop looking at, I want to be like them, or this is what the big brands do. It's like,
You really hit it.
'cause you're not in those
Like,
walls.
yes.
You don't see their data. So
Yes.
stop with that
Yes.
copying
Yes.
or the chase. I call it, and it's this need, because I'm dealing with a mid-size enterprise client that we're doing a refresh, and they are giving such subjective feedback because they're chasing a competitor. And I was
Yes.
like, you don't know that, like, that's them. You are your own brand. You are your own unique offering. They cannot compete on these things. So why do you give a crap about them?
Exactly. Yes.
Why stop chasing the competitors? Focus on
Like,
your brand,
yes.
your business, your data, your priorities, because there is no formula. If, again, this is my red flag, if there's an agency or a consultant or anybody that's coming and telling you they have a magic formula to get you from point A to point B, and they haven't come in and really analyzed your business and sat down and talked with you for, hours and hours on end and really understand where you want to go, there is no formula. It does not exist. That is a myth,
Yes. Absolutely.
big myth, and a red flag for you if anybody says
Yes.
immediately that goes, I can get you 5x.
No, no, doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't.
And
It
hasn't
doesn't.
asked all the critical questions.
Yes,
Um,
it's funny because I just started a post on Facebook series. It's called One Myth, One Truth. So it's
ooh,
like it's very short.
you and I need to play a game with that.
I know it's like I write one simple myth about the business and how to run business, and the truth about it and how to fix it. It's just Here is another thing that I discuss with a lot of people too, is profit leak, which you touch base on that one, is you spend more like in booking or CPA. So another thing that drain business owners is they spend so money or so much resources on things that they do not need. Especially like, as you said, competition as well. Is I spend so much focus on my competition, checking their website, checking their Facebook, what offer they do, and I have to implement the same
It's
thing.
like, why?
It
Time
drains my
Yeah, because we preach this with with clients and small businesses of you got to look at and I think you've touched on it. We all have limited time, money, and energy. Even the big guys, right? The big brands, the Apples, the Googles, the Michelins, even like your big banks, the Bank of America, and all that. Even some of the larger employers in your market, they're not looking at their competition, not at the extent of a small business. They also have limited time, money, and resources. But one, they can afford to absorb inefficiency
yes,
and mediocrity.
yes,
You can't. You can't. You're a
exactly
small business. You cannot do that. So and you have a very limited amount of dollars that you can't waste
true.
and energy that you shouldn't use
That's the important
that's
part.
not fueling
Yes,
the right priorities of things. I mean, it's the same, like the myth of social media of like, we have to be everywhere. It's like you can secure your handles everywhere, but really, where do you need to spend your time, money, and energy that's going to get you from point A to point B? And because social is a long runway,
exactly.
and every tactic you have has a different runway to it.
Yes,
And I don't think that that's a myth that people think, oh well, I need to spend all this money on content creation and that and and then and either they're doing it themselves or they've hired people to do it, and then 2 years later they're like, I've spent a lot of money. Then I'm looking, they're like, well, my cost per lead is $2,000, and I'm like, if that's your cost per lead, that's crazy. Then what's your because I said that means your acquisition cost
it's not
is like
worth that.
10 grand. Right. I mean, and they kind of like, is that bad? Like, yeah, that's not normal. And it's because I said, and the cost per lead is too high, but you haven't even calculated the cost per acquisition. And a lot of them are like, well, I don't even know how to calculate that. And it's like, what all are you doing to
Yes,
to generate a customer, a
yeah,
client?
yeah,
And then divide that by like what are you spending or how many you've got, and there you go, that's your acquisition cost. And then what's your so a lot of like they haven't calculated their sales cycle, and so it's like, well, like I said, when we come in, we ask a lot of questions that are like, no agency has ever asked me these questions. I'm like, well, that means they're not the right agency.
true.
That's a red flag for you. And you shouldn't be going to hire anybody to generate leads for you unless you know your close rate, your sales cycle, and your acquisition cost. Or you need to be upfront to go, I don't know these things. I need to find a partner to help me figure out my
The
benchmarks,
basics.
help me figure out my system, because that's a system that's not in
Exactly.
place.
Yeah,
They're spending out here and they have no trackability, no traceability, no accountability on where does that lead come in and where does it go? How are we tracking that? What's the tool? And then we see people going, well, I've heard I need Salesforce. And I'm like, you are a small business. You do not need to be spending any money on a tool that is like way above your, like
yeah,
that is ridiculous, ridiculous spend. There's enough agile tools that don't cost hardly anything that can build those systems. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, there's just these awful myths that have penetrated the small business community,
yes, yeah. I
and
completely agree.
it's taken away, like you said, it's burning them out. It's taken away their freedom. They don't know who to trust because they're burning through agencies or going, because man, I'll talk to somebody and they're like, in 2 years, they're on their sixth agency. And I'm sitting there going, do I really want to work with this
Yeah,
person.
that's a
I know
pretty,
I can help them because I
yeah,
feel for them
choosing the right.
because they've been preyed upon, but also they're not, are they in the right mindset that they will accept support from the right advisor, the right partner as we come in, because we have to agree upon kind of like the source of truth of what data are we going off of. Are we all going to come together and go, you know, do you have this piece of data, and be honest with us or yourself to go, you're right, I don't have that. Help me find it. And that's so I spend a lot of time in onboarding with our clients, or even in new, like choosing who do we want to work with, because they have to be in the right mindset, because they have been burned, or there's a trust issue, or there is an arrogance. They're not ready to be helped.
Yep. Yeah.
They have to
Correct.
be ready to be helped.
Yeah. Absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I was like, so I feel you, like the venting, and I feel it too. And the reason I can connect with them is because I'm a small business owner. I've been
Yes.
through the the ups and the major downs. Where you hit the oh shit moments, and the walls and the floors, and recognizing, the burnout of
Yes.
that, and I'm the common denominator as the small business owner.
Yes.
I made those choices. I
Exactly.
didn't make the right decisions. I didn't prioritize where I needed to prioritize. So I've been there.
Yes. Yeah. We all been there. It's just what we can do to get out of there and
Yeah.
move forward to be more peaceful, more profitable. It's just sometimes other people, they just need the helping hand. If you reach out to them and show them that I can get you out from here to there, if
Right.
they have the right mentality and the right mindset, then most likely they're gonna move forward and they're gonna
Yeah.
grow.
They have to have I call it, everybody needs to have at least ones that you can sense the frustration or burnout, or, the mindset has changed. I call it like, are they coachable?
Yes.
And that's a trait. You can't teach that.
No.
But,
You have to have it
either
inside.
you
Comes
got to
from
have it
inside.
inside. And I think most small business owners that are in that pain point, I think they've realized, okay, I'm ready to be coached.
Hopefully it's not after it's too late, When-
Yeah. 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 We want to catch them before um, it goes that call it the roller coaster down.
Yes.
So I'm fast. Where where do you want to be like a year from now? So if we met up a year from now, what would you be celebrating? What's a win that we can
Right
celebrate
now,
together?
yeah, what I'm focused on is, as I said, helping other business owners. So right now, like within a year, I have a plan where I want to help as many business owner as much as I can, and I'm trying to create that movement where it leads to bring all the business owner as much as I can to to listen. I'm not asking them to follow me just listen. Wake up. Once you wake up, you're gonna find a way to fix the problem.
Right.
And I'm trying, but it takes a lot of work. A year from now, hopefully, more business owner will understand profit is not the goal,
Right.
is the
Peace
goal.
is the goal. So how do you, I mean, I know family is important to you. How
Yes.
do you prioritize your joy in your day, making sure that you have joy moments, or how do you deal with stress?
Coffee. I mean, when it comes to prioritize your day and myself, is you have to put a limit to anything.
Boundaries.
Yes, boundaries.
Boundaries. Yeah.
I try to speak simple English because people tend to understand when you speak very simple English. When you set boundaries in your calendar, is like I have like with my social media. Every morning I wake up in the morning. I wake up at like 5 or 6. I schedule all my posts for the day, so I don't have to deal with it or take some energy from my mind. And every hour I have 10 minutes to check my social media.
Hmm. Yep.
And I don't know if it's available with Android, but it's available with iPhone. So every minute, every hour, you give me 10 minutes, then it logs me out.
Oh,
Yes. So I don't go, because sometimes when you focus on one thing, you
well, you
just,
get a rabbit hole.
yes,
Get into
exactly.
that.
Yes. So once you prioritize everything, set a time frame for everything. Whether you've done it, finished it or not, just move into the next one, because it's gonna take too much time and it's gonna kill other tasks.
That's right.
My work, I finish my work at the furniture store at 7 o'clock. 7:01, I'm out of the door. I don't care we have done what we done today or not. I'm out of the door. Before I was like, oh, let me finish this. Everybody leaves. I stay in the office. Let me do this. I
Right.
gotta finish this report. Like before I know it, it's 12 o'clock at night. I was like, no, it's killing my family time. So prioritize a time, don't go over that time, and set a time for yourself. I don't care what
We
is
hear
it.
that more and more from every founder of like
Yes.
whether somebody does massages or somebody goes to do yoga or rides their bike, or every single founder we have interviewed and talked to, over the years have all said that. Like
Yes. It's
have
very
that
important.
and schedule it.
Yes,
And
I have it twice a day. One in the
wow.
morning when the sun comes up, because I wake up at 5 before the sun. So when the
Yeah.
sun comes up, like 7 o'clock, I put my headphone and I go around the subdivision for a walk for 30 minutes. Just me, myself. And when I come home at night, it's the first 30 minutes. I get my coffee, I sit outside, I just drink my coffee. Just like I post a funny video, but it's we call it as a man, we call it the nothing box. We say inside our head, it's a nothing box. We do nothing. We think about nothing, but we just relax and calm the storm, just
Yeah.
calm. But like it's like when you open your laptop or your PC, you got so many tabs open. Your computer is gonna freeze. When you start closing those tabs, organizing your folders, your PC is gonna run smoother. So this is my time. This is what I found. It works for me. It might not work for anybody else. But you gotta find a time for yourself where you connect with yourself, with your mind, relax your mind, whether
Right.
it's a coffee or a gym or walking, whatever it is. Just connect with yourself at least 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And you get,
Yeah. I caught the uh just a creative reflection, right? You
yes,
got to have those moments, and I do it in the morning, and I do it at night before I go to bed.
yes, it's very
And get
important.
it out, get stuff out of my head.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, here's another tip. If you want to get stuff out of your head before you go to bed, write it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I write 3 things down before I go to bed. It is what brought me the most joy today, what is giving me the most angst, like what am I carrying, whether it's something I felt like I did wrong, or maybe I'm anxious about something coming up, in the future, but just like what am I holding that's angsty. And
Yes.
then the other is what am I most looking forward to tomorrow. Simple. I know a lot of other people like journal. I'm not that. I just write down 3 things. Now I will say another exercise that I've just learned. Now I've done this for over a decade. It is whenever I feel like that functional freeze where your brain is about to explode, that you're just like, I'm so lost in the overwhelm of my to-do list. And especially, I'm a mom, and why, like, so, there's a lot of stuff that we carry, even more than just the work stuff. I
Yep.
would call it the exercise of the brain dump. Of I would literally just spend time just writing everything that was it, not in order. I wasn't trying to think or prioritize,
Get it out of
or
your head.
I just get it out of my head. And then I would take the time. And sometimes I would have to, like, okay, that's done. I'm gonna go take a breather. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. I just need to, like, that was a lot.
Yeah.
And then I come back to it. And then I start compartmentalizing it and organizing it and going, okay, what are the easiest things I can just wipe off the list so I feel good?
The process of elimination.
Yeah. And go like, these are 10 things that'll take me no more than 30 minutes. Like the emails I got to return or something. So yeah, that is something I have done. For, I don't know. I mean, I did that before I even started my company, but when it became like just such a useful tool, because the overwhelming days became almost crippling when I started the company. and recognized that was like I was doing usually I would do like a brain dump maybe once a month or a quarter when I was in, corporate world. It's like daily. Sometimes they were like, "Oh my god, I gotta redo the brain dump again." And because whatever I did yesterday, I'm gonna have to reorder it because shit happened. But yeah, that is such a. And I was helping another founder on Monday afternoon who is struggling. I mean, I was just watching her. We met up, I think it was like a month ago, and like not a month ago, it was like a couple weeks ago. And I'm watching her, and she is like, you just see, you sense the tension and the anxiety. And I pulled her aside. I was like, "What is going on with you? I've never seen you this way."
Yeah.
And she's like, I, I don't know. What do I'm like, "I've never seen you this fidgety and anxious and lost. Like you couldn't even form a sentence to answer a question. Like, what is going on?" And she was like, "I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know how, like you were asking, I didn't even know how to get to the next step. I didn't even know how to answer it." She was like, "I'm so lost." And I spent 4 hours with her on Monday night, and I was like, "Do a brain dump." I was like, "Let's just write everything out. Whatever is in your head, just get it out."
Yep.
And then we started organizing it, and she just didn't know, she was like, "Oh my God, this was helpful." She was like, "Now I can write." She was trying to expand
Yeah.
her business, and she was like, "Now I can write the business plan to this. Now this junk is just junk. I need to just give that to somebody else because it's not like there's other people that I can delegate that to. This stuff is family stuff. I just need to like figure out a time I need to work on this." But sometimes we just struggle with. And she was like, "How often do you do these brain dumps?" I was like, "More often than you would think."
Yeah, exactly.
But I said, "You need to recognize that about yourself, that when you feel the freeze, that to me, that's the best tool. I'm sure other people have other tools that they and techniques that they use, but that has worked for me for as long as I can
As long as it's working.
remember." The other thing that heard, and we heard this from a founder, a business owner, a couple years ago, and I've taken it, and I try to teach my team to do the same thing. Is to, and I think you touched on it. I call it, the strategy of calendar blocking. Block out parts of your day and give yourself those boundaries of, okay, like I block out a couple days a month, then it's on my calendar, where I focus on content creation and the articles that I write, and I produce it for a month, and and I schedule it out so then I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it. It's done.
Yeah.
But but my days are all blocked out strategically based on what do I need to accomplish, what's going to hit the goals for the company, what do I need to do personally, and the things I need to create boundaries to prioritize
Yes.
things. And I hear more uh, founders using that, even way more strategic than I think I do. But the calendar blocking
It's very important.
is pretty key.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. Most people, uh, and I don't do it enough. It's something I need to probably add to my Q4 habit that I need to form. I need to block out in my calendar time for me to like walk, because I keep going, if I have time, I'll walk today, but
Do
I
it.
need to walk.
Do it.
So I need to just, that's a habit I need to form, and I need
Yeah.
to make that a Q4 walk, like daily walking.
Yes, here's something I always teach everybody, especially business owner, is three things. Analyze, if let's say if you have a bad day or something went wrong, which is a habit when you run a
Right.
business, analyze why that happened, why that day happened or the chaos or whatever. Then learn from it. So what I did caused that problem,
Yeah.
and implement what you have learned. So you don't have to deal with the same thing over and over. So if let's say an example, you want to walk. So what caused you not to walk?
Right.
Is you blocking time.
It's called laziness, is what that's called. I enjoy sitting.
I mean, sitting is good. I was the same thing. I stay on my desk for like about 6 hours a day. But when you walk, even if you take small breaks in the middle of the day, Just go outside and walk.
I know. My doctor's like, you need vitamin D at least 30 minutes a day instead of taking the vitamin, which you do need to take it because you're vitamin D depleted. Go sit outside.
Yeah, it's very very, especially right now the weather is good. It's
Yeah.
just it's so beautiful.
What's the best piece of advice that you can share? Other than that's good. But what's another piece of advice that you would give to others, other business owners?
Another advice is don't let your business run you. You run the business, and the way to do this is you need to audit your business. I mean, I do it every day. Like once a day, I do audit my business, where I am, what happening, and where I'm going. Because
Right.
if you let it go, it's gonna run, and you're gonna do lots of profit leaks, energy leaks, mentally leaks, and it's gonna drain you, and it's gonna drag you into that mentality of more or grind or hustle, and you just keep going. You don't know where you're going or where you're at. So audit your business. I mean, I tell everybody once a day, sometimes it's hard, at least once a week.
Yeah.
Okay, what I have done this week, what I spend your money on, I call it the money cycle. So each business has a different money cycle. Like the restaurant is a weekly money cycle. So every week I know how much I earned, how much I spend, how much I can afford in inventory and
Right.
labor, or stuff like that, or marketing. So audit your business at least once a week, and your
Know
calendar,
your numbers.
know your
Yeah.
number, your task, because sometimes we take tasks or missions that we should not be taking. You know, we just delegate it to somebody else. Somebody else can do it. Share it in the group is 4 squares. The most important that you can do right now, and
Right.
important you can do later, and important you can delegate, and not important at all you can eliminate.
Right. Right.
you know so you just gotta know your schedule, your numbers, your time, your energy, and once you do the audit once a week, within a month,
You'll
you're gonna
start.
feel more relaxed, more clear,
Yeah.
because you're not taking tasks that you don't not supposed to do. You're not spending money you not should be spending, and your business is steady. Then you can focus on how to grow. If you implement those things, it's gonna be more peaceful, which is I'm trying to teach. Peace is the new
Yeah.
profit.
That's such a great that's like gold advice for small business owners. So okay, if you had to sum up your journey in just one word, your founder journey, what word would you use?
Oh my god. I guess I'll say that. Oh my god, because it's been crazy. I mean, it's been crazy, and up and down, health issues.
Yeah.
Just, running multiple
You
business.
have hit the spectrum emotions.
My
Yeah.
my journey is I was talking with my brother. He's my partner too. I said, like, I wish I can write my journey and becomes a movie, because it can be a really good story.
It
You
would
know,
be. I know some film producers. Might have to get you in touch with them. Yeah. Okay, so if you had to look ahead to the next chapter in your journey, what word do you want to define that chapter?
peace,
Peace. I knew that was going to come up. Yay.
peace,
I love
peace.
it. Very
Or
good.
or to be more accurate is grow my business to be more peaceful,
Yeah.
not just profitable,
Right. Freedom.
in freedom. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I
Of
appreciate it.
course.
This was such a great conversation. But before we go, where can people learn more about what you're doing, how to support you, how to connect with you? Where do you want to point them?
It's very easy. You can Google my name and all my social media. My website is called Mido Said, MIDO SAID, or my website is called midosaid.com. You get all my articles, my
Okay.
resources, and everything to help other business owners. If you look me up anywhere with my name, is I'm gonna show up. I try to be
Perfect.
good. Social media
That's
is
great. The
rewarding me.
consistency. Love it.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I appreciate it. It was
Of
great.
course.
And so that's a wrap on today's chaos, but the journey doesn't stop here. If you found yourself nodding along or laughing or yelling, same, to us. Make sure to subscribe, share, and leave us that 5-star review on Spotify. Or you can dig deeper into founder resources and tools and more episodes over at orangewhip.com. And that's orange, WIP.com, because WIP is for a work in progress, because that's what we all are. So until next time, stay curious, stay scrappy, and we will see you again next week.